If you're thinking about buying a business, here are the top 5 mistakes I see first-time business buyers make. And these mistakes cost people thousands of dollars in problems, months if not years of frustration, and many times leads to them completely abandoning their plans to buy a business. The first thing you can do wrong is to not focus on your ideal industry and business type. Simply put, a lot of people jump into business acquisitions without really defining the type of business that they want to be in for the rest of their careers. This could mean they pick the wrong industry, the wrong working conditions or working hours, the wrong financial profile, the wrong location. Here are some examples. If you hate working outside in the cold winters or sweltering summer heat, then you probably don't want to get into landscaping or roofing or siding or exterior painting or power washing or snow plowing. Do you hate sitting at a desk for 10, 12, 15 hours a day? Well, then you don't want to buy an accounting business or a consulting firm. Or you also need to consider the technical skills and licenses and compliance issues that come with buying a very technical business. If you have no experience in architecture or HVAC or international tax services or medical services, and if there's no general manager or business partner who has those licenses or those skills and that expertise, then you might find that you're never going to get a deal done because you don't have the license, you don't have the credentials, you don't have the skills, the experience, or even the confidence to buy, run, and grow this type of business. And finally, you got to pick the location. If you don't want to uproot your family and move halfway across the country, then you probably want to pick a business that's within a 30 to 45-minute drive of your home. You also need to evaluate how you can grow the business. A single location retail store probably isn't going to grow much, and you need to go open up additional stores in different areas in order to grow it. But an online business or a local services business that has a rather unlimited customer base can grow into the multiple millions if you simply grow it, expand, get a bigger office in the same town, hire more people, and market your services properly. The next mistake I see is people don't conduct enough due diligence on the opportunity. Before settling in and actually buying a business, you need to do what's called due diligence. Due diligence refers to the process of evaluating the financial, operational, legal, and market conditions of a business so that you can really understand how accurate the financials, the business model, and the general operations are being presented to you by the seller. The last thing you want to do is take out $1 million bank loan to buy a business where the owner is saying it's doing $5 million in revenue and $1 million in profit when in fact it's really only doing $2 or $3 million in revenue and it's losing money. You want to surround yourself and hire good CPAs, attorneys, and business advisors to help you evaluate the legitimacy of all of these things to make sure you don't buy a problem and that you're buying an asset that is worth and runs exactly how it's being presented to you. And of course, this will help you finance the deal, whether it's from investors or banks as well, and give you the peace of mind that you're buying something you can really run. The third mistake is miscalculating your ability to actually run this business properly. Many first-time business buyers and enthusiastic entrepreneurs often think that just because they're good at their day job, whether it's in sales, accounting, legal, private equity, or whatever industry they're in, that they can just pick up any type of business and run it as a very successful CEO from day one. The truth is that owning and operating a successful business requires a number of different skills, broad and deep, that you probably don't have right now. You're still going to have to learn how to hire and fire employees, train them, motivate them, negotiate with them when things in the business go wrong. You need to learn how to work with your suppliers, get the right terms, know which products and services to buy and resell. You need to learn how to work with your customers. If you're serving a brand new customer base that you've never done business with and have no experience dealing with, you're going to have a pretty steep learning curve on how to even talk to these people, negotiate your contracts, get deals signed, and get paid. So before buying a business, you need to do a deep and honest analysis of your skill set, your strengths and weaknesses, how much time, effort, and risk you're willing to take on to get into this brand new business. And if you have gaps, you need to resolve those gaps in your skill set and in the people running the business before you buy it. Or you might decide that you're so vastly underqualified for this type of business that you pass and find something a little more in line with your skill sets and your comfort level. Number 4 mistake is misunderstanding the business model. Every business is unique and has their own way of doing things, and you really need to deeply understand how the business works on a day-to-day basis. Sure, at first glance, every business kind of has the same business model. You purchase things like products, services, and labor at wholesale rates. You add value to these products and services in some way. Then you resell those products and services at a higher rate than what you pay for. But that's really only the start of it. The success of any business requires you as the owner and operator to learn how to do all of these things. You need to generate leads, hire people, train them, motivate them, replace them when they quit or when you have to fire them. You need to learn how to deal with vendors and suppliers. What happens if you can't get products from your supplier for 2 or 3 months at a time? You definitely remember the year 2020 and what happened, right? And you need to keep the lights on and the money coming in and your debt payments paid while you learn how to do this business. So aside from the things you'll learn at a distance when you do your due diligence and evaluation of the business, you again need to be really honest with where the gaps are in your understanding. Because when things go wrong in the business at some point, and they will, even if it's not your fault, you need to know how to keep the money coming in, keep your employees, suppliers, customers happy, and make some really tough decisions for the better of the business that you might never have done before in your life. The fifth mistake I see business buyers make is they take on too much debt to buy the business. Buying and financing a business entails much more than just the initial purchase price and the funding you're going to secure from investors and from banks. Now, you're buying an established business, so you still need to make your rent payments. You still need to pay your employees and your suppliers and your subcontractors. And if your new business hits some unforeseen circumstances where the owner was much more important or drops the ball and a bunch of customers and suppliers get upset and don't pay you and don't deliver products, the bank still needs their monthly loan payment. The landlord still needs his rent check. Your employees still need their paychecks. So you need to analyze the working capital needs of the business and make sure you've got enough of a cash or line of credit cushion to get you through those tough times while you learn the business, transition it from the former owner, and ultimately get comfortable and smooth things out moving forward. So one of the nightmares you can find yourself in is that you've run your personal and your investors' coffers dry and the business needs an extra $200,000 in cash to hit rent and payroll and pay suppliers, and you have no more money or credit to pay those bills. In the end, you'll figure it all out. Hopefully this helps. Click this link to learn how to buy a business.